Good day, good people. So they're finding the year of the vibrant, even though I don't have a sign for, I have the sign, but I don't have the background for it yet. I moved it. And I've said it a couple of times this week. But we are now here for Danganronpa Hunger Games OC singles OC action. Last time. We can bring up that bracket because the one and the only Legault took first place, but it's not about first place, it's about your top 12. We had Legault, we had Jagspan, we had Lancer, we had Adam, we had the Agent of Chaos Momo. We got one half, I guess back to back actually, both halves of the singles champions, co-champions. We have Hisayo and we have Marius. We also had Shinsa. Up here we had Darkness. We had Mr. Yoru. We had Heather. And we had Kyra as your top 12. Everyone else needs to make the top 12 because every other spot is under lockout rules. And we'll introduce everyone else right now, actually. We have the co-champions in District 1, Marius and Hisayo. Keshi and Jagspan in District 2. Keshi, the first person in the list so far who needs that spot. All of District 3, however, Golden and Marco both need the spot to go on to the finale. We have District 4's Kyra and Heather. Both of them are in, but again, District 5's Kokoro and Takuto both need a spot and both need to make the top 12 today. Izzy and Rose as well in District 6 both need a spot. They both need a spot. Can they get it? We will see. Echo and Maintenance in District 7. Also, there's a lot of both people need the spot districts so far. In fact, the only person who isn't in the list so far who's a part of a district that, doesn't have both people was Keshi. Every other district that had one, the other two, but that changes also with District 8. Kyoshi needs a spot, but Legault, one last episode, looks to potentially win again and lock out a spot. Darkness and Adam, both in District 9, both hanging in there tough. Lucina and Yoru. Lucina needs that spot, but Yoru's hanging in there nice and easy, and all three members of District 11, Shinsa, Lancer, and Momo are all safe in this episode, and I think it's time that we see if this is not just for spots, we see if this is for championship gold. So, live chat, first of all, how are you doing on this Thursday in the year of the vibrant? We will see, because you might be feeling a little bit more chaotic. We have co-champions, we got Momo, we got a wheel to spin not once, but twice. Will chaos reign today? Last time safety, this time, yeah, okay, no. We don't need to spin it twice. And chaos do be reigning. We might have ourselves a title unification tonight. And thus, this is not just a factor of finding our top 12, it is a factor of finding out if we have a new Danganronpa Hunger Games OC champion. Are you ready? Make your picks, first, second, and third. I will make mine as well shortly because next Friday will be the free-for-all for the OCs. All of these OCs will be back, as well as the tag team OCs, all in one big episode. So get ready for it. It's right around the corner. Next Friday. It'll be a good time. It'll also give regular singles action the chance for their fan votes to start to pour through. So get in there, because it's time, baby. It's time. I'm very excited to see who's gonna win this thing, because I need to make my picks. You guys are making yours. I'm gonna pick a new OC champion, Maintenance, for first. I think Maintenance needs a spot and is gonna get it in the best way he knows how, winning the championship. For second, I'm going to take Heather. who has become the ultimate debtor after becoming the ultimate wrestler. I feel like championship gold, she might end up selling the OC championship. Maybe I don't want Heather to win. Well, we'll see. And for third, I'm gonna take Yoru. I'm gonna take Yoru, my pick for third. Those are my top three. Hopefully you guys will make yours. Because I don't know if there's much I need to announce except that tomorrow is AWE Fracture. It will be a fantastic Fracture. Well, I don't know because Shingo Lamingo is definitely in charge. But we will see how that all plays out. And tomorrow, I think tomorrow's the 1 versus 100 episode of the Danganronpa Hunger Games as well. We got a whole lot of stuff transpiring right around the corner, so stick to it and be here. Don't be anywhere else unless you have to be anywhere else because this is only like an hour or less of your day, especially depending on what speed you watch it at. Unless you're watching on like 0.5 speed, and then in which case you're a maniac. What are you doing? Stop that. Get some help. But if not, welcome in. I've made my picks. You've made yours. And normally this is where I would be like, hey, let's do a thing and let's find ourselves so this is actually a very interesting experience. I'm gonna play this music. Usually I pause and I'm like, because we need to start this episode and there's only one way to do that. And then we do a gag. As I said earlier, I've moved. But I've officially moved everything as of this week, and there are still some things in boxes because I still worked this week, so I haven't had a lot of time to unbox everything. Specifically for this room, the bedroom fully unpacked, other rooms fully unpacked, kitchen's fully unpacked, the living room's almost fully unpacked. But I'm gonna walk around. I'm just gonna go through a couple of boxes and let me see if I can find anything with a number on it. All right. Let's do it. Okay, so over here, here's a box. This box notably contains a whole bunch of goggles. I need to put those back over there. In fact, I might just do that at the start of the... I'm unpacking with you guys out here. Is there anything else in this box that might have like a number on it? Burnus, go! Okay, that's here. I can't put that up right now because that's gonna go on the backdrop setting. We got the Avatar Magic cards. Is there really nothing on here with a number? Okay, is that a quarter? There's a nickel. I think nickels have the year they're made on it too. Oh, this is a gamble. I think we'll do that. Or maybe we'll take the quarter. There's a quarter in here too. Yeah, we'll take a quarter. We'll take a quarter. This is... Did I tell you guys I used to collect nickels? But it was more like a, hey, can you give me a nickel? And I used to do that in high school. And I made like $200 in nickels off of people like, oh, you just want a nickel? I was like, yeah, it's not like a quarter where you're like, oh yeah, I could buy like a cookie for a quarter. I think they sold cookies for 50 cents in our school. Anywho, or maybe it was a quarter, I don't remember. But I was like, nobody cares about a nickel. And people would just give me their nickels, and then some people would just save their nickels for me. And your boy made kind of a little bit of bank. But you know, that was a high school experience. I'm gonna take the last 2 digits of the year of this quarter. That's how many times we're simulating. We have... Okay, well the year's not on the front, so it must be on the back for this quarter. Okay, this is a Tuskegee quarter made in you're probably not going to be able to see that. 2021 is the number at the bottom. It will probably not be in focus, but it is there. So we were simulated 21 times, which is not terrible. I'm also glad it was a newer quarter, because if it was like in the 1990s and we had to resimulate like 98 times, I would have been peeved. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Wait. Did you wait? Good, because we're done waiting. It's 21, 9 plus 10, and it's time. to see who's walking out as the Danganronpa Hunger Games OC champion. Shall we? I believe we must. As we do so, let's proceed. And as we proceed, the horn bearers, what are y'all doing? Oh, they're doing my favorite thing. They're sounding the horns. Look at them. Listen to them. Okay, well, excellent. I was rocking a little too hard to the horn bearers. We will proceed. Fun fact: a group of alligators is called a congregation. Maintenance wants to be a Maintenance wants to be a preacher and lets a congregation of alligators loose in the arena. Can I change my pick? Lancer, Rose, and Kokoro arrive to the group, the games as a group rather, but are penalized 50 luck because they're late. Golden finds a teleporter, teleports him to the Despair Dimension. This sparks the question of who would build a teleporter to the Despair Dimension in the first place. Marco runs away from Cornucopia. Keshi smashes the, oh my gosh, a healing potion over Darkness's head, simultaneously damaging and healing her. Adam runs away from the Cornucopia. We gotta pay attention to this. Because in a game where people needed to make the top 12, this has not only eliminated some people from action, but has caused an immediate new champ. I don't know where the siren is. Oh my gosh. Caused an immediate new champ alert as Hisayo and Kiyoshi. No, it hasn't actually. Hisayo was the one causing it. Hold on. New champ alert on pause. Invite Yoru, Legault, Echo, Izzy, Heather, Takuto, Marius, and Lucina to a party, a super kick party. They sweep chin music everyone one after another, kicking their heads clean off, which means just like that, all of those competitors from Yoru down are out. Momo uses a shovel to kill and bury Jags, rest in peace to Jags fan, although may have just didn't need to make the top 12, but you know, for a lockout position, you know. Shinsa repeatedly stabs Kairi to death with size as well as we proceed to day one, as we already might be close to, you know, close to saving race picks, because it is, we'll see how this all plays out. Shinsa receives a gift from a secret admirer. It's a sword. Maintenance, Kokoro, and Adam argue over what ingredients to buy from the arena supermarket. Avi's wears and despairs. Marco confesses how much he has come to hate Rose. Rose says the feeling's mutual. Keshi takes a sip of scalding hot tea, but the liquid proves too much for them, spits it out right into Golden's face. If Darkness is the agent of chaos, they're not. Hisayo puts all of their faith into Atua. Momo sets up an ice cream shack and nobody comes. And Lancer wants this round to be Bloodline rules, and Kiyoshi also wants this round to be Bloodline rules, and that makes 2 of them. So we will proceed, and we have 10 people gone immediately. Just like that, lickety split, snap your fingers, 10 people's heads went clean off, and it's a saddest of all moments for Yoru, Legault, Echo, Izzy, Heather, Takuto, Marius, Lucina, Jags, Kyra. We'll see everybody's statuses. We have 13 people left, 3 people until, well, I'm sorry, 1 person actually, until your top 12. So looking at it like this, that's a lot of people who needed the spot who are still in this thing. Right now, the only people who would lock things out are, okay, actually I take that back. Because I think what? Shinsa, Lancer, and Momo. Yes, all 3 of them would be a lockout. Adam and Darkness would be a lockout. That would be 5 of the 12 spots locked out. Kiyoshi is not a lockout, and neither is Maintenance. Rose is not a lockout, and neither is Kokoro. Neither are Golden and Marco, but Hisayo is. So currently, we're at 6 locked out spots. It could drop down to 5 depending on who dies next. So it is a big moment here. And we'll see how it all plays out. We gotta proceed. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay, we'll see. If it is Hisayo, Darkness, Adam, or any of District 11 who die next, everyone else is safe. We have 5 slots locked out. Otherwise, it'll be 6. Let's see how this goes. As we proceed, it is Keshi unleashes their ultimate move. It devastates Rose, Golden, and Maintenance, and I believe they are in that order. So Rose just narrowly misses the finale unless she earns a spot in the free-for-all. Kyoshi, Marco, Momo, and Adam play a friendly game of Uno, which Momo wins. Lancer enters Kokoro's mind. It was a pleasant trip. Hisayo watches the mischief of rats run by. Hisayo runs off before they get any ideas. Darkness fears Yuta. In fact, they fear all the Asahinas, which is fair. Shinsei eats a sandwich to fully restore her health, and that brings us down once again, as I said, to our final 12. And that brings us not to our feast, but Keshi is writing a Danganronpa remake where Marco's the protagonist, Shinsa is the antagonist, and Lancer is the mastermind. Adam, Kokoro, and Hisayo band together to fend off a pack of starving wolves. Darkness accidentally destroys Momo's cabbage stand, her cabbages! And Kyoshi wonders if Nagito has Nagito insurance. Those are the real questions. I did not realize that was going to happen. Because I was very much about to say it, and that is our next round, but instead, there's a flash sale going down at AV's Wares and Despairs. Kokoro cuts in line. Hisayo cuts Kokoro with a knife. Darkness gets her leg caught in the automatic door. Adam gets fired from AV's Wares and Spares and runs off, crying. Keshi takes too many free samples and is killed off by security. Shinsa forgets her wallet and is kicked out by security as well. Kyoshi takes a free sample but was fortunately allergic and dies. Lancer cuts Marco in line. Marco cuts Lancer with a knife. Goodness gracious, and Moko takes too many free samples and is killed off by security. It started off violent and it ended off violent. And it also brings us more than just one. It brings us 8 down. We are now, what, at your final 5? Is that right? Dang, no samurai woman in this championship episode, and I want to point out, actually, there's a 1 in 5 chance that Hisayo remains champion after this. Final saddest of all moments of the episode already for Rose, Golden, Maintenance, Kokoro, Keshi, Kyoshi, Lancer, Momo. Yo. I promise we're not speedrunning, dude. I assure you. As much as my mind is like going 1,000 miles per hour wondering who's gonna walk out here as champion. In fact, I think at this point it's 2 veterans and three new Hunger Games participants here in the final 5, and more notably, it's time for your Saving Grace picks. There is a 1 in 5 shot for Hisayo Goro to say, I was not a co-champion, not anymore. I'm the real deal. I am your singles champion. Will Hisayo retain the title, except this time not as co-champion, as the one and only Marco could walk out as champion as well tonight. Will Marco become the Danganronpa Hunger Games OC champion? A TV ad for one of my champions? Well, I did believe in him in the past. Darkness and Adam holding the fort together in District 9. One of them could walk out as champion. Adam's been a champion in AWEOC action. Well, in Hunger Games action, Adam come out clutch as champion tonight. Darkness stands in his way, although also by his side. Shinsa, due to the competition, used to ringing things up at the cash register, tonight looks to ring everybody's order to lose. Shinsa could be champion. It's your final 5. Make your picks in the live chat in the comments, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. I will make mine as well. Give me for 1st. Hisayo. I got the champion retaining. 9 KOs to her name. She's got a good chance. 20% chance. Give me Darkness for 2nd. And I'm gonna take Marco for 3rd. That's my top 3. That's how I think this thing is playing out. That being said, we can say for certain that Marco, Darkness, Adam, and Shinsa all needed a spot. All didn't get the top 12 last time, and now all 4 of them are in the top 12 this time. Hisayo was the only one remaining who did not get a spot. See how it plays out here tonight, shall we? Because it is time within your final 5. Yeah, that's actually correct, but I played it a step too soon, because they are all caught in our final 5 in championship action. We call it a golden crisis of fate. I don't know who's gonna win this thing. I never do. But I found it shocking that we got here in just 2 days. As we proceed, the next round sees, under the cover of darkness, Shinsa spies on Adam. Marco and Hisayo discuss that big stone is a boulder or a rock, and Darkness uses the spirit of the Great Pumpkin to change the arena date back to October. Nobody's dying, everyone's vibing. Next round sees the feast. As Darkness gets into a fight with Shinsa but Darkness gives up and runs away. If Marco is the agent of Chaos, which he's not, the champion is still alive, Chaos reigns, and Adam snaps the neck of Hisayo. And do you know what that means? Let me see what I can do here. What if we go here? We do this. And we do this. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, it is a new champ alert. You know, we could probably make it look more like a siren. I think I could probably make a scene for these lights that looks like a siren. Maybe I'll start doing that and add it to my quick scenes. Anywho, yeah, it's a new champ alert. Well, do we keep it red? No, I don't want to keep it red. Red's that was a little tough, isn't it? Anywho, take us back to the calm and delightful one. We are down to your final 4. 4? We'll see how it is. And don't you dare be sour. Clap for your world famous tag team champions and feel the power. It's a new day, yes it is, but it is a death day for Adam because dodge from thirst is what he does. Shinsa slurps fresh applesauce nice, and Darkness wants Avi to give Waffles a chance. That should spell your demise. But unfortunately it does not, but it does spell the demise for our Fallen 2, and it's a terrible turnabout for Hisayo, Adam. It's your final 3. We are down. No, yes, we are down to Marco, Darkness, and Shinsa. One of them will walk out as your new your new Danganronpa Hunger Games champion for the OCs. It's still a crisis of fate, so we're still gonna go on and we're gonna see how this thing plays out. And as we do, Shinsa finishes her novel, but then loses it in the night. Turns out Marco stole it for the royalties. That fiend! Darkness has the whole world in her hands. But does she have the championship in her hands? No, not yet. Shinsa, can't wait to go psychic this game. You are in the wrong game. I'll tell you what, girly. Marco joins the Bloom Protection Squad, and Darkness sips on apple cider. Ooh, that sounds nice. But nobody perishes. We proceed to see. You remember when I said we're gonna have a title unification match? I was wrong. Darkness falls into a pit and dies. Marco and Shinsa decide to challenge Avi to a showdown to end the game on their own accord. They survive, and they are again declared co-champions. That's crazy. That's actually pretty crazy. Which means there is no terrible turnabout. Instead, there is simply a winner. And your new Danganronpa Hunger Games OC co-champions. Marco from District 3 and Shinsa from District 11. Hold on to glory, not apart, but together to take the win and move to the finale. I don't know what to tell you. but they got the job done. They did it. Congratulations to Marco and Shinsa. It took them some time. It didn't actually take them that long at all. This was actually a fairly quick roundabout way to get here. With 1 kill to each of their names, they came through, and now they hold on to some OC gold in the Hunger Games. Marco and Shinsa, 1 and 1. In 3rd place is Darkness 4th, Adam, Hisayo in 5th, Momo 6th, Lancer 7th, Kyoshi 8th, Keshi 9th, and Kokoro 10th, Maintenance in 11th, and Golden in 12th, which brings us to our locked out bracket. As you see Marco now on that bracket, the next spot locked out. Darkness, actually, I did not realize, is on the bracket. Well, I guess I did realize it's on the bracket. So locked out Adam with a lockout, Hisayo with a lockout, Momo with a lockout, Lancer with a lockout, and then that brings us to Kyoshi, who needed the spot, Keshi, who needed the spot, Kokoro, who needed the spot, Maintenance, who needed the spot, and Golden, who needed the spot. It's just so crazy to see so many lockouts in a row. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lockouts in a row? Wild. Absolutely wild. But that brings us to this episode, which has the victory go to co-champions Marco and Shinsa, from co-champions to co-champions. That is the story of this episode, that is the name of the game, and that is the Hunger Games for today. We proceed one more time to how it started with Kyoshi and, I'm sorry, not Kyoshi. Yes, Kyoshi and Hisayo taking out 8 people, and all ended with a struggle to survive against me as Darkness in the background fell and died. Congratulations one more time to, I don't know, were they my pick for 2nd and 3rd? I don't remember. That's not a me worry. And I'll tell you what, if they were, you'll never hear the end of it. We proceed though. And that is it. One more time, Marco, Shinsa, take the W. As we go back to the reaping, that's all she wrote. Yeah, that's it. Until next time. Next Friday will be the OC free-for-all. Once again, OC action is coming to a close, but that OC free-for-all is the last chance for anyone who's not in the finale to earn their spot into the finale. We will see if they're able to do it. Yeah, that's it. Fractures tomorrow. 1 versus 100 Imposter Edition is tomorrow. And congratulations once again to our new co-champions, from co-champions to co-champions. It's still a crazy thing to think about in this episode. Marco, Shinsa take the win, and I'm going to take some more things out of boxes. So, Toodaloo Flight Crew, as always, thank you for watching.